All right, let's learn how to cut celery. So this is a celery stalk. It comes out of a whole head. So when you're in the grocery store, sometimes it is cheaper if they sell them just by the stalk. So if we're in our shopping list, it only says 2. You can just buy what you need. If not, you can buy the whole thing and just make a bunch of stock. Or if you're just a giant celery fan. So when I'm cutting celery, I usually like to cut this end right on off and save this for, again, stock making. Sometimes, especially the way that celery grows, it grows through soil. So a lot of times in this little like nook, there's a lot of dirt. So that's something that you can kind of just wipe away and it gets clean. So I'm going to do that before I put it into my stockpile so I don't have dirt on my stockpile. I'm also going to trim this end off just so we have a little more of a uniform size. The leaves of celery are also really good in soup, so that's something that's the whole thing is edible. So you can save all the pieces. So now I have more of a manageable size stalk of celery. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the carrot, where I'm going to try to eyeball, and you can do that with your ruler, about 2 inches. This end is 2 inches. Again, if you're just dicing, you can just continue to dice that or save that in your stockpile. So when I look up some celery, the width of celery is always kind of different. Sometimes you can look from above and it actually is just 1/4 of an inch. So then if you're doing 1/4 inch dices, that's basically all you have to do. This one's a little thick. This is more 1/2 inch. So if you're doing our 1/2 inch cut, I kind of just cut it in half, and this isn't a perfectly round vegetable. You'll kind of lose your mind trying to turn this into a square. So I'm just going to go ahead and start dicing this into just pretty uniform pieces. And that's about a 1/2 inch dice there. For 1/4 inch, kind of do the same thing. We're going to look up from above and kind of measure your 1/4 inch. And again, this isn't a square, so you can do your best to kind of square it off. This is pretty good. And then you can just continue. So I have a stick. Again, if I was doing if I was doing crudité, I would have these nice sticks. And then we have a 1/4 inch dice. So again, you're kind of looking at the celery, kind of deciding the best course of action to get into your 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch cut. You can trim as you need. That's a pretty good square from above. And you continue to dice. And that is how you cut celery.